reinforce your thinking, then you don't have to take action. There's this ultimate truth that you're looking for. Well, the truth doesn't work that way. You will never believe anything in your flesh. Right now, if you're struggling with moving forward,
This is kind of an overused term, but I came to a bunch of realizations over the past month that I hadn't been taking it seriously enough. And
voices that you listen to.
right.
Try to have less mentors. The thing with different people saying, then there's this other approach, and you're already doing that in your mind. So
Right.
what you need is someone that will put that shit into focus so that you don't have to keep going back and forth, but you could go in a straight line so you could start seeing some results. Because you can't have an iterative process without they're doing it a different way because of some other external voice, then you're not building on those primary blocks so that you could see if what you're doing is bringing you the results that you want. Because no matter which direction you go in, you can win. What will kill you is if you go in a million different directions.
I'm like not having really my own process of making decisions about, what I want to do.
Go super narrow and go super deep. But here you are, unable to act.
Right.
Despite the fact that you have a million mentors. Why?
Why?
Because you have a million mentor steps.
Oh my God, you're
Then
so
you're
right.
confused.
Yep.
Someone has to be lying. So now you have more. Let me read about getting better at making art. Let me go watch another YouTube. They shut up. They're still speaking the truth. Once you found that person, seriously, ignore it. I saw the best clip on YouTube this week. It was Joe Rogan. Hear him get the idea to start his legendary podcast that he ends up launching 2 years later. And well,
This is way better. It's like radio, but it's like television, and the genre is different because we can sit here and ramp. There isn't that time constraint. Isn't that
of us creatives at large. He said it kind of in passing, and if you think about it, it's when you realize how bold it still sounds today. But there's no way to absorb this concept or even less know how to implement it unless you give up your fascination.
I've got a lot of neat ideas I want to talk to you about.
Listen, I want to play the clip, I really do. But then again, there's a part of me that just wants to keep it all to myself, just so it's not wasted. I just feel like everyone's brain, putty, mush, diarrhea, consumption. Start an email list. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Creatives are all sleeping on this new approach.
No, like that. That's no. I don't do that.
Okay, let me put this in context. This thing, a successful rap producer, and it's a journey. And then we promote a transmission.
Hi, my name is Maddie Burton, and
Dirty, that's so essential to most of us. But guess what? When she gets home, know about photography? The fitting room. Bullshit small talk, because that's just the way we roll, apparently. And photo shoots, I've done it on planes, and tonight, why not? Turns out that mental health has a lot to do with having a clearly defined balance until they find their purpose. That's just the way it is. That would be absent otherwise. If you wanted to float to the top. You just need to remember it.
See what I can do with it. So, yeah, it's
Last night's party.tv.
I'm depressed. I fucking feel squeezed. In a way.
exotic bar every Friday because she wants a photograph, then you're making a mountain out of a molehill with all of your own boring shit before you can ever. Damn. A bored person, even when they travel, intoxicated from the fragrance while you're in Iceland, give the stand. Forget and work on appreciating and seeing more important than my media into this one until you transcend your video. Now, why don't you stand for things just so you can blend in? That's when you know it's bad. Or asking you to buy that will always of the gladiator. One day, that day may come, but not already have to make a huge dent in the world. So get ready. Today we are reading from the Book of Influential College. And the reason why they want to help you win is simple, also theirs. So if you're an artist or a brand, when you post Instagram doesn't work for me. Instagram doesn't work for you. You're an artist. You're supposed to reshape what they give you and recreate it in like you do when you're holding a camera. You're supposed to do your own song. What if you concentrated all of your energy into being energy and talent on making impact press people that you've never met? Is it possible in order to be successful? Well, she used to do the same thing that every girl on Instagram is doing. And I mean, shit, why not? She
inside of me that's like controlling me and making me feel like I have to be a certain.
believes in? Well, guess what happened?
I switched and
No. Yep. She broke down one miracle, and the two girls drove out of the city in the middle.
That's so crazy.
Well, called me yesterday. By that time, the cry, you know what's funny? She predicted months ago when we were chilling in her car, parked and fulfilling prophecy, here she was in that dark place now. When we spoke, she got silent on the phone for a few seconds, and then she asked me, she needs God momentum. Pop remix of the Rocky song, and of all random people, curricular activity wasn't making the boat go faster from their fingers. Moments that could have changed their lives. And then later when they tell the story, I hate nothing is meant to be. And things happen because you make them happen. You don't act on them, I promise you. You will live to see someone else bring those ideas to life. And like Emerson says in his epic book, Self, precisely what you have thought and felt all this time. And you shall be forced to take.
you know, it's that gut feeling of whether
Back up and asked her if she wanted to do a photo shoot. Had a full night of sleep, and only when you've made an appointment.
in my world. But I love shooting. I love portfolio. Under 15, and then it just sort of stops unless it's bar pick bone structure. So I don't really care. There's no need to concern yourself with it. There's nothing wrong with anyone. We're all meant to be different. So why it's amazing.
You know why you're afraid of approaching strangers? Because you're a narcissist, maybe making someone else's day. Or that walks by may give you a story.
That's strength.
Thing is, on your way to becoming
I shut off from my phone. Going dark. I've just gone so.
in everyone's mind, you have to remember something. You're already a legend in your own. Think about it. Remember the last. If I'm so well.
You have to have a fucking mental breakdown sometimes. Like to do. Because normal people shut down everything. And you.
The Bronx. So, first of all, you should know that this podcast is crazy. I told her the truth. That she needs God momentum.
This is what I intend to paint. Do a sketchbook tour. The first painting is, I don't know what was going on here, but I saw somewhere and thought, you know what, book. This is so liberating for me. This is smart. Art making is world making, and as I don't know, David Shoe somewhere. I'm gonna find it and write up. I got so obsessed with this. Today's shop. A bed.
Of the world, conquer the biggest.
The only brands that have been thriving during this because someone wants to connect with you one-on-one, like for real. It's stuck in a rut. Discovered the power of OnlyFans during the that's going on. But what surprises me the most is
And them telling you, no, this isn't how you do your art. I'm going to show you how you do your art. I don't agree with that. What value are you bringing this girl who's then I can't work with you? The age of like just taking their lives and their money into their own hands, empowered, and a woman.
students can go watch that perspective shifting module when they're ready to make the leap. But for now, let's end with a parting inspirational
Stuff is fully back to normal. She's not going to be working at Starbucks anymore because
and the guy who invented Scientology all have in common.
School is an online program that helps creatives all over the world conquer the biggest obstacle they face, themselves.
The problem is, who has the stamina to do that sort of thing? Well, that's what Basquiat did. This guy was such a beast that the day that he met Andy Warhol, put artists always want to kill me. It messes up their touchy-feely theories about doing things at your own pace and practicing self-care. They say things like, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Okay, so can we put that and all the other high-output myths to bed once and for all?
So for now, we do not have... The lights are not working. So for now, I'm just gonna prepare something to eat. I haven't eaten since morning. And then I'm not even hungry, to be honest. But I think I want to make popcorns so that I can watch a movie. Because why not? So I'm gonna just put away all of those things, and yeah.
Personal history, and most of all, your unique taste. Okay.
So,
My friend Josh is
that we are right now because you can feel it swelling up. The wave is about to break.
we're totally invested in Kima. Sitting in a little cafe in New York with Matt, who is one of those
So let's have this conversation in another year. October 30th, 2007.
books from the 70s. It had a weird, intriguing name, so I picked it up and read the first page. And then the second page. And by the third page, I was, so what exactly is the difference? And why is the future of art dependent on us making that distinction?
Okay, start with what I least want to share. I pulled over on
Wow.
I don't get nervous. I used to have my own podcast.
I've been canceled since the age of real canceling now. The age of real canceling has been since you were on the people.
But I like getting canceled. Like
Do you? You enjoy it?
fucking horrible thing that's happened in my life. Physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, spiritual abuse, prison.
You're confronted with, a bad scene, but then you rise above.
You're a perfectly imperfect, unrepeatable miracle of the universe.
Wow, that's heavy.
You're great, man.
Well, that's very...
Still, I'm like, fuck. I think about you. You're in my head.
Dude, I'm gonna wear the shit out of this. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
One fucking ghost shows up, freaks everybody out. Never.
So I go, I do want to talk to Joe, but maybe I'll just talk to you on the phone or go visit sculpture and I'm like looking, it was 3:00. There was no one eating there. And I got caught.
Talking to a sculpture?
I got caught talking to sculpture. I was talking to this thing I made. And it wasn't a friend, but it was a guy I knew. And he's like, Dave? And then he comes over and I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. And he's like, shame, red face. I'm like, oh, hey. And he's like, are you talking to the thing right now? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going on this thing tomorrow. I just wanted to prepare a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous. I got my nerves. Because I talked to you, what, Thursday? No, I talked to you a few days ago. And we talked for a while. And I'm like, this guy is a professional talker. He's a commentator. He's a stand-up. He has his podcast that goes on for hours and hours, thousands of hours. It's an art. You're a painter. You're a MMA artist. In my world, I'm also an MMA artist, mixed media artist, right? That's the bisexual of painting. It's like you use everything, anything goes. So I go, this guy is so fucking good at it. Because I got off the phone with you and I'm like, he's so good at talking. He's so good at talking. It's like when you practice something so much that you don't even know how good you are at it, you know. And even your podcast, they go on for a few hours, which is against everyone's like, oh, kids, they have no attention span these days. It's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's fucking TikToks or Instagram. And here's this guy, he's talking to Post Malone for 4 hours and making it seem just seamless and effortless. And that's because you're a master at it. And I go, my confidence level as far as this art form is, that was good. Could I have done more? Can't you say you're a good painter? You know you're a good painter. Why can't you say you're, and so they go, give me 5 right now. 5 what? Say 5 fucking things about yourself that, and peace and love in your life. And I go, you know what?
Okay, I was on a call with my friend. So now I'm gonna make tea.